Hello there. So, growing up, I had two main hobbies. One was working out, the second was video games. You can argue whether or not gaming is a hobby because I think gaming should mean something that is productive. And before you come after me, yes, gaming takes mental skill, but like, is it applying to your real life? I don't know. Kind of I'm on the fence there myself because I'm like, all right, well, streamers exist, but whatever. So, games have a tendency to draw us in for a good reason because you get immersed in the game. You know, you start small, you have little challenges, you see the end goal in mind, and you just get sucked in. There's a reason why you can play for an hour, 2 hour a weekend straight if you had the time. I think that we need to figure out a way to apply that to working out. And because when people go to work out, they start out with, I just want to work out. I just want to be healthy. It's kind of two vague goals there. You can work out by pulling on a resistance bands like this for 5 minutes, and it's hard to define health. So we need to figure out a way to use gaming to pull us into the workouts, fitness, whatever you want to call it. Because the thing about gaming is that you have these goals that draw you in. I'm going to draw a lot of parallels with World of Warcraft, classic, the good stuff. It sucks you in for a very good reason, because the goals are kind of laid out before you have the max level, you have the gear, you have the dungeons to complete, the quests along the way, and that's just why you get drawn in. That's how our brains are wired, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, the I just want to work out person. Eventually, you may just get bored. Okay, and you're going to have to lay out goals for yourself that are more than that. And again, that's okay because, you know, if you played a game on the easiest difficulty and you beat it, are you going to replay it and just do that one difficulty over and over again, that same game? Probably not. And you're going to get bored and you're going to quit, which is, you know, I feel like the stronger the reason that people have for working out, that's why they stick with it. So you have to understand that goals you already have it already. Okay. You have a ton. I need to get to work on time. I need to get to school on time. I need to finish my homework. I need to, I don't know, go on a date because I want to have a family. I need to wake up at a certain time to go to work or maybe work out. I don't know. So if games draw us in, and they're all around us anyway, we just need to learn how to apply the mentality of gaming to our workouts. Like this, in games you have goals. In workouts you have goals, right? Like I already said, you could have items, gear. With working out, it's like, oh, I want to bench 300. I want to squat 500. I want to lose this much weight by this amount of time. So instead of, I want to get healthy, the more concrete the goal is, the more your brain can kind of wrap itself around it and start to formulate a plan for it. The other thing is race. I put race factions. You can't choose your race in real life, but uh, with a game race, you have a starting location and you have either advantages or disadvantages depending on what you pick. In the real life, I would say you choose your modality of working out. Okay, do you want to calisthenics, barbell, CrossFit? You got to pick one and go with it. Plans and quests. You have your quest line laid out over here. Plans for workouts or your program. Dailies. Dailies is something like things that don't necessarily affect the long run of the game, but they're nice bonuses. But I don't know. In the fitness world, it's like, going to bed on time, eating your protein, drinking water, all the little stretching, all the little stuff that you are probably not excited about and don't think make a difference will make a difference. I guess even in WoW, if you're a craftsman of sorts, it can help you. Gear, not that kind of gear, but in the game, it's like things help you play the game better. Items, okay? With the gear and workouts, you may need fitness equipment. You may need something where it's like, I will buy this if I do this, right? It just gives you an incentive. Competition is another. Again, WoW, I don't know what the state of the game is now, but it wasn't necessary. But I'll be real with you, it feels good. It feels good to compete against people. And working out, depending on what you pick, there may not be an option to work out. Although I think there are like calisthenics competitions. But if that's something you want to go for it. Okay? It's fun to see yourself progress, but it's also fun to win. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's a reason why sports are popular. It's like because we like competition. And the last one are expansions. And I guess the model of an MMO, it's like you can't just have lay out all the dungeons and never add more because people will get bored. And when you work out, the same deal. You're going to hit a goal at some point, and it should be something reasonable. Don't be putting down 4% body fat. But when you get there, it's like, then what? And you don't have to go to the extreme. Like, I want to bench, let's say, I want to bench I want to bench 300. You don't have to bench 500. But then when you get there, it's like, well, what do you want to do now? I don't know. It's up to you. So let's lay out a plan here. I think I kind of did, but the first, I want to take a detour here and tell you, video games will always be more fun than real life and working out. So if you're a nerd like me and you came here thinking oh, well, how can I just apply this mentality directly over to video games? It does work, but come on. If you're spending 3 hours a day on WoW and you have a hard time, quote unquote, getting motivated to work out, there's going to be a problem there. So you have to find a detox plan that works for you. Base level is you work out first before you're allowed to play anything. Okay. You could have different levels, like cut the time down, push it to weekends, push it to once, a few days at the end of the month, something like that. But get a grip. Don't be spending a ton of time on games and miraculously you're like, well, why can't I find the motivation to work out? Because you're spending all your time playing video games. Sorry to say. All right, so this is what you actually do. This is for your world, about to enter the world of workouts. I couldn't think of a better term, but there you go. So the first thing is to detox, right? So games have this way of immersing us in it because, let's be real, the ambiance of the sound effects, the music kind of draws you in. Do that with your workouts, okay? Like I just talked about the detox phase. Just get in the zone. Honestly, the earlier in the day you can get it in, the better because you're less distracted. So that's number one. Number two, levels and bosses. You got to figure out what you don't like about yourself, okay? Because everyone can set a goal. I mean, you can set this huge goal that may take you 10 years to get. But if you bring it closer, maybe I'm 30 pounds overweight. Why don't you just start there? And then your boss is so that's the anti-vision. Your vision now, it's I just want to, let's do 5 pounds before summer, something like that. Next is quests. So I already talked about programs. Make a plan, find the best, quote unquote, best, or try a few and honestly put them together or just try one out, try the next one out. Just be honest with yourself and give it a good shot. Along those lines, do all the little stuff in between. A workout plan is not going to work if you're staying up until 2 a.m. every day. Come on. Dailies, like I mentioned before, all the little things that make a big difference because you can, myself as an example, you can go to the gym. That's fun. But maybe you don't like stretching so much. Maybe you don't like eating healthy so much. But those do add up. And with the dailies thing, honestly, just make a little checklist. I'm actually trying to think of how to do this for myself, but make a checklist. You can have it on your phone. If you have a small place, you can put it on a wall, but a list of okay, what are the things, even if I do it at a small level, if I stretch for 5 minutes, that'll end up helping. Write something like that down, okay? This list of things that can help you. The next is gear, and as I said, not that kind of gear, but uh, they're kind of two paths here. If you start with the stuff, like I'm going to set up a home gym, I'm going to get workout clothes. Even if you have the finances and space, like I do, to do that, go ahead and do it. Because I was thinking about this, and it's like, well, do you wait until someone proves themselves before they upgrade, or do you uh, give it to them first to kind of like help them get motivated? And honestly, I'm just like, at this point, whatever works for you. Okay, if you set up a home gym, that may like, okay, I got it. Now I'm excited to do it. As a caveat, as a caveat, side note, if you're at home, the couch or the gaming chair is going to be more appealing than your squat rack. So do it as early as you can. But then, as you achieve goals for yourself, give yourself a physical, like more workout clothes, or maybe I kind of want this piece of equipment, right? You're kind of proving to yourself, and you're giving yourself an incentive to show up. Factions and guilds, number 6. It's going to, this is easier if you go to a gym. Actually, easier if you go to something like a specific gym, like powerlifting gym or CrossFit gym. Everyone's kind of doing the same thing. Commercial gym, gonna be harder. Everyone has their headphones in and they don't want to talk to you. But find your group of people. Best place is honestly online, something like Reddit or other forums, because that just makes it to where it's like more people that are doing your thing are quote unquote closer to you, right? Or even if you don't join them and actively communicate in them, you're like, okay, other people out there doing this. Like I like to Olympic lift, but how many of your friends do that thing? Probably not so much. Just find them online. Next is PvP. Like I said, as you get better, or maybe, let's say you're like, I want to power lift, squat, dead, and bench, and I want to kind of prove or test myself. Find a competition 3 months down the road and just sign up for it and see what happens. You don't have to win anything. You just go there and see how the event works. And even if you get middle of the road, you have beaten some people. So you get to see where you stand. And that's, again, okay. You get to prove yourself. The last one is expansions. And the only thing about working out is that this is a long game. I guess you could say World of Warcraft is a long game because I don't know when that thing is going to stop. But, this is your life we're talking about. And I said something similar with goals. Once you achieve them, you have this kind of curve. Where's my hand? This curve where you're going to be a beginner. You're going to see the newbie gains, and things just kind of slow down. Let's say you hit a goal of like, I want to bench 315. And it's it's going to take you less time to go from nothing to 315 than 315 to 405. Okay. Things change and you're going to have to start looking at maybe advanced programming. But if you get there and you're like, my shoulders are starting to hurt, and I'm just like, I'm kind of getting sick of bench press. What do I do? Pivot into something else, right? I think I told the story before. Greg O'Gallagher from Keynote Body, he got to a certain weight on bench. He was getting stuck. I think he dropped it and went to like weighted dips. You may want to, and that actually helped increase his bench, but you may want to do a body weight arc. You may want to go into CrossFit. You may want to start running or sprinting. Do whatever you want, okay? The best thing to do is just to not sit on the couch. Like if you have all these fun modalities that you like to do that keep you moving, just go for it, all right? Because that keeps you in the game. You don't have to grind on this one program because I said I'm a tank, right? I said I'm a power lifter. I'm only going to squat, bench, and deadlift. And you start burning out. You start feeling sluggish. You're like, man, I don't know about this. You stay in the game by saying, I'm just going to switch things up. I'm going to keep showing up but do something else. Maybe, that actually may help you mentally and then physically. But then you come back and it's like, oh, that kind of helped, right? Like football, there was a lifting period, football period. a little break in the winter, and then you lift again. And everybody's numbers just kind of slowly, steadily went up because you're a well-rounded athlete, okay? So don't be afraid to have expansions for your own life. So that is it. All my nerdy friends, that is how you apply the principles of gaming to real life in your workouts, okay? Adopt the mentality that it's going to be challenging, but if you set up the reward system, right, your goals, your incentives, showing up with the dailies, even if you don't feel like it, finding groups of people that you jive with, okay? There's a reason why guilds were, at least back in the day, such a big deal, because how are you going to do the end game if you're all by yourself? So give that a shot. Thanks for watching. The newsletter version of this video is in the description, which is very long, and I rushed through it. I will also have a questionnaire. If you want to train one-on-one with me, fill that out. Or if you just have questions about this, feel my content. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and all that. Bye-bye. Go play something.